Morning, boys and girls. Here's your activities for day Wednesday, April the 22nd, 2020. Here's your day in a glance. The links, you cannot click on them, but don't worry. They're listed down in the other slides that I have ready for you. The first thing is math, and this week's topic is about data, which is in your Volume 1 Student Handbook. You can ask your family members at home or over the phone which is your favorite season, summer, fall, or winter, and use their answers to make a tally chart in your math journal. Then ask them what they like to visit most, the mountains, beach, or national parks. Make a tally chart in your math journal, and this is what a tally chart looks like. Like if I'm counting that 6 people like it, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make a group of 5, and 6. Also, you need to complete the daily data task for day 16. Complete the solve and share in lesson 6.1. Complete problems 1 through 10 in your volume 1 workbook on pages 254 to 256. Log into Dreambox and continue working for 15 minutes. So here is for you to do your survey. I want you to count the total number of votes for each survey category. And what you're doing is you're surveying. When you ask them if they'd rather have apples or bananas, you're taking a survey. And then copy and complete the sentence below in your journal. More people like what's the season they like more than they like the season. And the same thing with places to visit. For the solve and share, it says Jody wants to show a friend how many crayons she has of each color. How can she show this? Show one way. So here's her crayons down here, boys and girls. And you need to show me how she could sort by each color. Kind of like taking a survey, just like we did on the tally earlier. You could do tallies here or however you want to organize it. And here's your worksheet pages. They're in your workbook, and it's doing the same thing here. We have tallies, and then we're sorting by green, orange, and blue, and these are the categories. You have this here. I'm okay if you don't get to all this. I know that it's a lot to do in math, so just maybe 1 or 2 of them, pick and choose. Same thing here. I'd like you to do number 8 because there's your hats and there's your chart. Okay, let's look at literacy now. I want you to watch this video that's listed here in the slides I'm going to send to your parents. I want you to watch it. It's going to kind of tell you what's going on in this. We have a new story today called Tom and the Egg, and you're going to see that on the next slide, but you can also see it in this video right here. I want you to talk about the characters and setting, if there are any similarities between Tom and the Egg and Mongo's Migration that we read yesterday. I want you to write and draw about the characters and setting in the story in your journal. Now, whenever we talk about characters, those are the people that are in the story. And sometimes you'll read 2 different books and the characters are kind of alike. And that means we say they have the same, there's similarities between them, they have the same characteristics. Also with the setting can be the same across more than one story. And the setting is where or when that story took place. Here is a story, Tom and Egg from Reading A to Z. You can either read it on Reading A to Z, or it'll be in the slide for you to read, or you can read it from right here. Remember, if there's some words in here you don't know, it's okay if your parent helps you. It's okay if your parent reads a paragraph and then you read a paragraph. However, it makes it easier for you. And then here's your sheet. It should be in your packet that you picked up from school. If you don't have the packet you picked up from school, it's okay to just do this in your journal. You don't have to do it in the packet. And it says, who are some of the characters in the story and who is the main character? Now, the main character is the one who does most in the story. It's the one who's on almost on every page. It's the one who has a lot of action. And then what is the setting of the story? But be sure and use evidence from the story to support your thinking. So if you're doing the setting of the story and the setting of the story is at the zoo, you might not just say zoo. You might tell that there were animals in the zoo. Tell me some way from the story that you know that. The word, work, and skills block, we have new words here. We have the word dark, for, hard, park, sharp, starts, stars, yard, corn, fork, porch, thorn, short, storm, and forget. And if you remember back, we talked about those bossy R's. And these particular words have AR and they have OR. And we don't hear that vowel because that R is so bossy, it won't let the vowel say anything. So I want you to write the words from your Cycle 19 word list, and I want you to use a color pencil or a marker or crayons or anything you have, just a regular pencil too, to circle those AR or OR, and I want you to read your words out loud to someone. Here's the sight words for this time, and here's the story. We have the decodable Looking for Mars, and I will be sure and send a link to that to your parents. We have again, around, by, could, does, knew, or, and would. So I want you to be sure and practice those words. Then for social studies, we're going to talk about giving money. Lots of people will donate money to people to help them. It might be to a church, or it may be to some place where they're raising money for someone maybe who is sick. So we talk about giving money. Many people find when preparing a budget that they also like to include charitable giving into their spending plan. A budget is when you plan how to spend your money. Adults will say, I have this much money, I'm going to pay this much here, this much for food, this much for entertainment, and that's what that is. So the activity I want you to do is talk with an adult about charitable organizations that helps in Charlotte and others that help in other parts of the world. Which do you like most? Next, collect 3 containers, boxes, envelopes, etc., whatever you want. It can also be just a plain piece of paper. Decorate them and label one save, one spend, and one give. And you can use these for your own money to help you know what to do with money. Also, there's a video down here I'd like you to watch. It's Kid President, and he's talking about how to give. That's the last slide, boys and girls. I'll get these to your parents, and you'll be able to do your work tomorrow. If you have any questions on here, you know I love you. So be careful and take care.